Hi everyone, and welcome to your Stretch It Out post CrossFit. Jean here, and I'm excited to give you this little stretch for either after a heavy workout, cardio, or lifting, or after a CrossFit class. So grab your yoga mat or a blanket or something that you won't slip and slide on. You can just do this on any exercise floor as well. And if you have a yoga block, that would be great as well, or something to prop your hips up in one of our final postures that we're going to do. We are going to get started in an extended child's pose. This will be our first stretch here. You're going to come to a hands and knees position, bring the toes together, extend the knees wide toward the edges of the mat, bring the forehead down and forearms down. Good, you're going to really settle in here and find your breath. Let your heart rate start to come down from your workout. You might be still breathing through your mouth, but try to switch and adjust the breathing to in and out through the nose. Extending your exhales, filling the belly, filling the lungs. And letting gravity continue to pull those hips down towards your heels. Often after we work out, we kind of quick stretch and move on. This is really intentional. On your next exhale, start to gently walk the fingertips over to the right side of your mat, really extending the stretch through the left arm, left shoulder, and left side of your torso. Breathe into the left rib cage. And you're going to start to inhale, walk those hands and fingertips back to center, and then exhale, walk the hands over to the left, really reaching and stretching through that right arm and shoulder, right side of the torso. Breathe into the right rib cage. If you're not quite feeling the stretch here, try first walking up and then over. And in the next breath or two, we'll start to come back to center. And then on your next inhale, start to lift up to a table, hands and knees. Stack the wrists directly under the shoulder, knees under the hips. Inhale, cow pose. Drop the belly down, gaze up. Exhale, cat around the spine. Tuck the chin into the chest. Good. Inhale, cow again. Arch, gaze up. And exhale, cat to around the spine. Keep taking your cat-cows with your own breath. Letting your breath guide each movement here as you continue to bring the heart rate down and come down from your workout. And in the next breath or two, come to a neutral spine, and then we're going to start to move to standing on the knees. Place your hands on your lower back, fingertips facing down. So you're going to act like those hands are going to be moving into your jeans pockets. You're going to press deeply into the lower back, arch the back. Good, and if your neck feels like it can fall, you can do that. And then inhale, come back up, neutral spine. Exhale, back to table and into your downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, pull the hips into the thighs, start to pedal out the feet. Good. If you're finding your back is rounding here, you're going to want to bend the knees a bit and then take any of that rounding out of the spine. Good. As you settle into your downward facing dog, go ahead and let yourself feel that stretch, release that tension that was built up in the hamstrings, lower back. Good. Inhale, we're going to come to a modified upward facing dog. Leave the toes tucked under, but drop the hips down, expand the chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, modified up dog, drop the hips, gaze up. Really shine that chest open, and exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, up dog, toes tucked. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. And this time we're going to move from our downward facing dog right into our pigeon. Start to bring that right knee up toward the right wrist. You're going to try to square your hips off as much as you can and then fold forward. So if you're used to working out heavy, your hips are probably pretty tight. So allow yourself to take some modifications and adjustments here. You can grab a yoga bolster or even just some pillows or blankets or any type of props in the gym and fold forward onto that. You could also try to push something right underneath your right hip so that you don't fold forward as far. My dog is making a cameo in the background. That's exciting. Good. Really let yourself settle into this hip stretch. Really send your breath into that right hip if you're feeling too tight here. And of course, you can always come out early or take a modified version of this by lifting up onto the forearms or palms of the hands too. And in the next breath or two, we'll start to make our way out of our pigeon, coming back up and moving back into a downward facing dog, bringing that right foot back, taking a couple of movements. And then when you're ready, we'll set up our opposite side, start to bring that left knee up toward the left wrist. Extend that right leg long behind the body, square off the hips as much as you can, and then fold forward into your resting pigeon. Again, you're feeling tight in that left hip here. You can prop yourself up on the palms of the hands, forearms, or use any props around you to help support yourself in this stretch in your left hip. In the next breath or two, we'll start to make our way out of our resting pigeon. Again, coming back into a downward facing dog. Plant the palms and the hands on the mat. Bring that left foot back into your downward facing dog. And then exhale, walk up to the hands and sit down. Extend both legs long in front of you. Find your sit bones, sit up nice and tall, shoulders down and back. And on your exhale, fold forward. Again, a lot of great modifications here. If you're feeling tight from your workout, you can bend the knees. You can bend them however much you need to. You could also straighten the legs and just not fold forward as far. Maybe it's also a stretch just to sit here with your legs extended and sitting up nice and tall. That's totally okay. You can settle in here, find your breath in and out through the nose. On your next inhale, you can start to slowly sit back up, and then exhale, lie all the way down onto your back. Grab your yoga block. You're going to plant those feet on the mat and then lift the hips up toward the ceiling. Slide that block directly under your tailbone. You can stay here just like this, or you can extend the legs straight. That's going to increase the back bend here. If your back is feeling tight, you might want to leave those feet planted on the mat. Go ahead, allow yourself to settle in here. Let your back really relax into that block. If you don't have a yoga block, you could use something else lying around your house as well. It just has to be sturdy enough to support you. As we wind down our stretch after our workout, really try to, again, lengthen your breath, extend your exhale. Really let your body feel the whole benefit of your workout and of your practice. And when you're ready, you can bring those feet back to the mat, lift your hips up a little bit higher, slide that block out from underneath of you, and hug both knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze here. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, find Shavasana. Extend the legs out wide, heels in, toes out, arms rest out at the sides, palms of the hands face the ceiling. Give yourself some time and space here to, again, really bottle up the energy from your workout, allowing yourself to be in a place where you continue with the rest of your day.